customer service 7 times in a row. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and start saving.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get some stuff straight here just for a moment. I think I'll start this over. No, I think I can go on from here. Yep. This is a wonderful day. It is a great day. It is a beautiful day and a wonder day. Eddie Marcus here. I want to share with you this Sunday morning. I've been a little on the low side, but this Sunday morning I went to church. I went with an idea that if somebody asked me to bring the word, I'd be ready. And if not, at least I could testify. I would go to a couple of churches. So I was dealing with what I would like to say because I'm so disgusted. I'm disgusted because I've gotten to be an old man. And youth is a wonderful thing. And just being old is a wonderful thing. The problem that I have with it at this point that causes me to mention it is because I've been on a mission for so long. Not as a child, but as a man. Since I was 28 years old. And now I'm 70. The mission of telling people, hey, you've been had. That there is a God. I don't care how much they try to make you think that it's not. There is a God that loves you and made it possible for all of your dreams to come true. Yeah. Wanted you to live on this earth as though you were in heaven. Angels in heaven, you human beings on earth in heaven. Yeah, only thing you have to do is maintain it. He gave it to you, maintain it. All of the resources and the abilities for anything that you would ever want to do during the entire existence of humankind has been already embedded in this earth, on this earth, above this earth, seen or unseen. And if anything needs to come out a little bit later, that power is able to take care of that. Wanted you to know that because a liar came in and told you that rather than being respectful of one another, treating people like you want to be treated, and have access to be who you are. And the benefit of that is that that masterful designer had that set up in such a way that everything that you do, created food, clothing, shelter, education, health care. Look at that. These are basic essentials for survival. And all of those resources are available to you to do anything that you can imagine. Lord have mercy. And you know what? Peace, prosperity, freedom, joy, and the fulfillment of dreams. So I was chosen to go out from 1988, the first time I ran for president of the United States, with that message, this message. But you have been trained, yes, all of us, we are trained, and we are of what we've been trained to be. Whether we want to admit it or not, the evidence is around us. We are what we are, made to be by the system. You've been trained to say if somebody comes in here want to get into government, and he is anti-system, that's why we got the Electoral College. But anyway, if he's black, get back. Don't pay him any mind. And if he has no money, don't waste your time. You've been taught that. So I don't care what message I brought forward. You get on your knees every night and pray for what God has already prepared for you that you could have if you'd accept it and maintain it. And here I am presenting it to you. But because of your training, the one that really matters, I was black. Am black. Broke. Still broke. But the world also taught you another thing. They said if you're rich, if you're white, you're all right. And if you got money, hold on to that honey. And so that one came out there knowing how you've been trained. But that one also knew this. Knew that you were phony. Oh yes. Knew that you were phony. Knew that it was phoniness that allowed you to take the land from the natives. You didn't change after you got the land. You just rest for a while because you had the land. When you had the labor from the slaves, people trying to be free, people trying to get some freedom, they still don't have it. And you ain't thinking about it, laughing at them. And yet you hear their pain and suffering. You feel the same suffering that others are going through for other parts of the world that's running for some refuge. Help, 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 they are saved. You know? That's because you're not listening to the God's way and the way to do it. This is listening to man. This is rich man. See, the rich man, the white man, he put his faith in money. That's how he got some. The black man, the poor man, he had nothing to put his faith in but God. And so when he came to you, he came representing God. Ask God, how can we have these problems? And he came, told me, I come back and tell you, but that system got you still thinking you got to have the money. People I run across tell me, man, put that microphone down, come on and get your hustle, get you some money. So you know, ladies and gentlemen, this was the day I went and told the church, I don't want any part of it. It's an embarrassment. The church is an embarrassment to God. God understands that you are what you are because you don't know what you are. And it's good if somebody can bring you to an awareness so that knowledge can help you to change your way. You, look, there was a man, I just heard him give a testimony today. He was talking about living in the world. And one day, when he became 18 years old, he had to go and register for the draft. Then he was drafted, called into service. He went into the military. While there, they taught him the basic philosophy of the position that he held and the military force that he was in. Then they trained him in the profession that he was in. And then they gave him a time to execute it in war. So this man, he said, one day he was walking the streets. Next day he's jumping out of the planes in the sky, looking up at the sky, seeing trees and stuff all beneath him. But he had took faith. He committed to the service that he said he was going to do, that he signed up to do. That is the whole purpose, supposedly, of the church. To bring people to an awareness that this is not it. Tell them it. Show them how to compare the two. Invite them to the it. Heaven. But when you go down there, you got Christians voting for Donald Trump, and they call him the devil's advocate. And Christians because you're Republicans, you're standing over there. Christians because you're Democrat, voting for somebody on the other side that's just as evil. What's up with that? And anybody that's thinking like the young generation, they can see that. They're not banking on that. You were so brainwashed from way back there then, so you've been following this old tradition for a long time. But it's time for that stuff to go. Now, my point of it is, I don't want to associate myself with Christians, because basically what Christians advocate is belief. And I know belief is okay. It's like first grade or kindergarten. But if you spend your whole life going to church and all that stuff you go back and forth doing, all you still got is belief, you fail. Straight up fail. Because the whole purpose is to know God. To know God. In the small churches, you got people who don't know God. In the mega churches, you got people who don't know God. But they think they do. Everybody thinks they do. And I can't understand the mega churches. Can you imagine talking about going up to somewhere and with all of you out there, you're on a broad path, Broadway. I mean, big museum, nation, just broad coming in. Going through that wide gate that leads to destruction. But those who know don't believe. No, they used to. See, there's nothing wrong with belief. Because if you try it, that's the evidence that you got some belief. That you would try it. And if you try it, you're going to get a result. That's the evidence of whether it's okay or not. Do I do it again or do I not? You don't need a book to tell you that. Don't stick your hand in that electrical socket. For so long you can believe that and never do it. But one day you can just get curious. and stick your finger up in that socket. That's it. Knowledge frees you from ignorance. So going to church, talking about a book year after year after year after year, there's nothing wrong with church as you see it. But it's much, much, much more than that. Go to church. Talk about the conditions of your community, your state. Talk about what needs to be done to make it right. If you want to use the book, go in there and check scriptures to give us some indication that he was going back there. Even then do that. Construct some plans that you're going to do. Other churches within your community going to do to end this homelessness, going to do to end this lack of health care and unaffordable care. What are you going to do about it? Lord God Almighty, representatives, they're coming and let you tell me a Bible story about the flood, about Joshua, about the wheel and the wheel. And I've been hearing it year after year after year after year after year after year by different people, different ways, and people suffering all around us. Yeah, that's what God told me to tell you. Service. That man was in the military. That's what service was. Now, right now, you don't know God, but with this message, with this awakening, then you're supposed to do those things I was just mentioning there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your people. Who are your people? All people. Is Trump your people? You're darn sure Trump is your people. He's just blind as a bat. And ignorant as hell. People. Bought into that. And so what was the result? Even your scriptures tell you that. They offered you heaven and you rejected it. But what you bought was hell. You can sense it. Now, I know all of you know. But when you see the Republicans up there backing the stuff, you don't believe it. You can't believe that they're like that. Now, some of them don't believe it. They think they're doing exactly what's right. Some of them just blind. Some of them just following because they don't give a stink. But ladies and gentlemen, what I need you to understand is this. Is that the Republicans and you Democrats, you are on the same coin. You're just one side, Republican, another side, Democrat, same coin. Spins the same way. You take a nickel of buffalo on one side and a train on the other, it's still a nickel. So when you go up there talking about you're a Republican and a Democrat and the system that you say you want to be a part of, the system that you want to impact, when it's like this and getting worse, and men have given up hope and everybody wants to get in line. And I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's what they're doing. You know that's what they're doing, but let me tell you this. The answer is not in the Republican or Democrat. It's not even in these candidates. The answer is in God. And the tool that must be used is you. Your representatives in Washington will never change until you change. And when you allow the spirit of love to be in you and exercise through you, my friends, you start laying the groundwork for health care for everybody, dental care for everybody, the best kind you can get with all the best materials. Woo, my list. Education for everyone from the cradle to the grave. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Education, unlimited and unrestricted. I mean, you can be anything you want to be, anything you dream you want to be. My. And when it comes down to shelter and food and clothing, never a worry. You just been given a gift, and that gift is what you're here for. It might be playing sports. It might be in music. It might be in writing or painting or dancing. It might be in medicine. It might be in teaching. It might be in the architectural skills. It might be in electronics. It might just be in you. I guarantee you it is. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I have They don't talk about stuff like this in the church. And out of these 38 years that I've been out here, no one is interested. People have been taught that to talk about the good life, for the real good life for everybody, is for the afterlife. On this side, it's not the good life for everybody. It's the good life for the devil's advocates. That's to tell you like it is. It's the good life for the devil's advocates. Okay for those who don't raise no hell. And hell for anybody that don't accept and take it. But somebody might say, well, what is God thinking in a situation like that? I'll tell you exactly what God is thinking. In a situation like that, where nobody wants to do the right thing. Nobody else in your community, your city, your state, or your nation want to do the right thing. And the only way you can survive is by ignoring the right thing. What would God want you to do? Now, all people on earth, listen to me. All people on earth, listen to me. In a situation like that, God would not want you to reach for the lesser of two evils. God would want you to celebrate and die. You say that's cruel. Yes, that's cruel for the person who don't know the truth. That's cruel for the person who voted for Donald Trump thinking Donald Trump was going to be the answer. Donald Trump was on the path of a lot of good things, but he didn't use any of it for the right reasons. He used them for the wrong reasons. What was that? To benefit him. To use you. To use you like they used slaves. To use you like they took the natives' land to benefit himself. And you be damned. Even open up the doors for your enemies to invade you, because there might be a way for him to get a profit out of that. And you have been brought down so low into ignorance that you couldn't even see it. And what good would it do you to see it? What could you do about it? Who gonna tell you? Boy, oh boy. Well, I don't know why God wanted me to give you this message, but I've given it to you. And like I say, I feel pretty bad. I don't know how long I'm going to be around. But I hope this message, if it does, fall on the ears of people who ain't never been going to church. Fall on young people who are ready for somebody to open up a new door. I am reaching out for you. I'm not trying to kick anybody. I'm not closing the door on anyone. But I'm not standing out there for you, because I know you. I know you. I had a lady tell me once when I was running for president, I was running against Jesse Jackson, for those of you who remember when he was running. And he was a Democrat. I was a write-in. But anyway, I'm hitting the streets just like everybody else. And I went to a preacher's house. And I was explaining to them, I wanted to share with them and tell them what I was running and who I was. And they told me, we only accept materials from Democrats. I said, but I just want you to know who I am. I thought this might be different. I'm representing God. I'm talking about what God is talking about. I'm talking about what you guys preach about. But you know what? I couldn't leave any material there. And I'm supposed to tell somebody about Christianity that's positive? No, ladies and gentlemen, I can't do that. I can't do that. Not when God sent the message about paradise on earth right now, if you could receive it. And you rejected it. We understand why you rejected it, but nevertheless, you rejected it. But what did you accept in its place? The devil's advocate. Ladies and gentlemen, that made me want to puke. Honestly, if my living here in the future has no more of an impact on change than what it has in the past 38 years, in the past year, in the past month, then you can have this hell. I don't want no part of it. I don't care how many cars you make. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how beautiful your women are, how much skin you're willing to reveal. I don't care who you are, how good you can cook. If you're going to be acting like devils, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. But at the same time, the only reason I feel this way is because I know that you don't know, and it's going to be rough to change. And I have been out here for a long time, and I'm tired. And I'm willing to give it to somebody else. Let them worry with it. Woo! I think that's what Jesus said when he went to the cross. Get out of here. I think that's what that other boy named Moses said. He ain't going to that promised land. Go on, y'all. You better learn. Yeah, he took a break. You see, those who know, they are few. They go straight and through a narrow gate. Few there be that find it. Thank you. Goodbye.